How you doing, everybody? Tim from Ski Rex Media, finally back after a bout with the COVID-19. Yes, the Omicron actually caught up to me on New Year's Eve. Now, before I get into that story, because that's what this episode is, obviously it's a solo episode. It's just me. Well, it's not obvious because all of my episodes, even with interviews, start out solo for the introduction and whatnot. But nope, this week I am solo to kind of get back into things, get stuff going. I do have an episode recorded with an interview that will be next week. So 1 week, if you're watching this or listening to this on debut day, which would be the 26th of January, the following week. So the first week of February, there'll be a brand new interview and then hopefully more interviews coming on. I got emails out there. I got to reschedule a few I had to cancel because of the Omicron, because of the coronavirus, because I got sick. I had to cancel a lot of stuff. And that's partly what this episode is. It is a Corona update. It is to tell a story about my first day back on snow, which was yesterday. Pardon that cell phone sound. Let me make sure that's off, which I thought it was. It is now off. So it shouldn't be a problem. Now that that's out of the way, let's get on with things. So first and foremost, like I always say, please subscribe if you haven't. If you're new to Ski Rex Media, please subscribe on YouTube or Rumble or any of the many audio outlets for the Ski Rex Media podcast, whether it be Buzzsprout or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or Stitcher or Pandora or iHeartRadio. You can find the Ski Rex Media podcast in almost any, I shouldn't say almost any, because I don't really know how many app platforms there are, but you can find the Ski Rex Media podcast on a lot of them. So pick your favorite app or website, put in the search bar Ski Rex Media. You'll probably find it, Ski Rex Media Podcast. Also, please rate it on Apple Podcast. There were 5-star ratings there, and now Spotify allows for ratings too. So go ahead and do it there. And then if your preferred podcast app uses ratings, go ahead and add those in there. Plus, you can hit the like button on YouTube. I think Rumble has something similar. Don't get a lot of run on Rumble, but if you would prefer to use something a little different than YouTube for the old video version, then you can go to Rumble. Aside from that, again, subscribe, follow on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. All the links are down in the description, including the contact email and so on and so forth. That will help you get stickers. You can also DM through social media to get stickers and whatnot from me, and I'll send those right out to you. No problem. Right, now that we've done all that, which is really as simple as saying follow, subscribe, like, follow on social media, rate where you can. Right? Awesome. That's it. Now, why am I doing it solo for the first one back, even though I have an episode recorded? That one's going to take a little bit more editing, and we'll get into that next week. You'll see why for the video version. The audio version, very easy. The video version, going to take me a little time. Plus, I need to get back into the swing of things. I really do, man. It's been 3.5 long weeks, which I did not expect. It shot me out completely. Clearly, there hasn't been new episodes of Ski Rex Media podcast. There's been very little social media interaction. There's been very few social posts until yesterday, Monday, January 25th. You can go check that out. I was able to get back out on snow. Went to Pat's Peak, which was a lot of fun. I really like that place. Every time I go there, I like it a little bit more. I really like Pat's Peak, so shout out to them. But man, I'll tell you what, this Corona, and I'm going to come back to the Pat's Peak story, but this coronavirus thing, man, it kicked the hell out of me. It really kicked my ass. Like, it put me down. And here's the bitch about that. Here's the overall bitch about it. Now, again, it's been in the media. It's been politicized. It's been debated. It's follow the science. It's follow the money. It's all that stuff. Whatever is whatever. It really does hit everybody differently. And I know that now because, like I said, we're pretty sure, my group of friends, we all just went through it. Most of us went through it. And we all hung out on New Year's Eve. So we're all pretty sure that's where it started in our little mini super spreader event. And, you know, it was a mixed group of people with the vaccine and without. It was a little bit of both. And everybody but me recovered quickly. Though my symptoms weren't as severe as some of the others, but they still recovered faster, even though it hit them harder, if that makes sense. Because I've been sicker, or more sick, but it kicked my ass for weeks on end. Yesterday was a short day ski day for me, and I didn't go out today because I am whooped. I am tired. Like I might have to lay down and take a nap after I'm done recording this. It's 1:45 in the afternoon, and I might have to take another nap. And yes, what was it? Yesterday and the day before were the first 2 days I didn't nap during the day. Surprisingly, even after a ski day, but I crashed out early and I was in bed all night long. So it kicks the hell out of you a little bit different for everybody. Some people won't feel anything. Some people will obviously get the worst of the worst. Everybody could be something in between. So don't fret. I say don't freak out too much. If you got it, if you test positive, just call your doctor, see what they say. They'll tell you what to do, what's best to do now. Whether or not you want to get the protection shot, that's up to you. Do it, don't do it. I don't know. Again, talk it out with your primary care provider, as they are called sometimes. Talk with your doctor, man, because I don't know nothing. And I openly admit that I don't know nothing. I've said with this coronavirus stuff over the last 2 years, 2.5 years, whatever it's been, we're not going to know what actually happened for another 10. So like 2030, then we'll actually know what happened, right? I don't know. But you know what? It sucked mostly. And again, thank you for the update, Tim, but what does that have to do with Ski Rex Media? Ski Rex Media is so far behind. I had so many things I wanted to do, so many things I wanted to show you, a couple challenges for myself. I wanted to do I have 2 challenges set out for myself this season, which I can still get because next week is February. I could probably get a lot done in February. But I wanted to ski all 6 New England states. I still want to do that. Hopefully on Saturday, I can go down to Berkshire East in Massachusetts to get Massachusetts out of the way and ski with Scooter, Kendall, and Brian from Instagram again. That would be good. Shout out to those guys, and I'll come back around to those guys in a minute. But there might be a snowstorm coming. And with snowstorm has bad roads, and the drive that would usually take me 2.5, 3 hours will take me 5 or 6. And I don't know if I can do that. Driving that far at like 30 miles, I've done it. I did it on the one trip we took to Seven Springs. We had to come back in a snowstorm. It took us 9 or 10 hours to get back to New Jersey from Seven Springs. That's way too long. We were doing 30 miles an hour down the Pennsylvania Turnpike with stuff flying all over the place, wicked snow. Luckily, the roads, the rest stops, the Turnpike rest areas, service areas, they're called. Luckily those were open, so we were able to eat. We ate at a Popeyes that was in one, as I recall, but whatever. So yeah, it's tough, it's rugged, but I hope to get down there soon. But I want to get all 6 New England states. I know I can get Maine. It's not that hard. I already have not Massachusetts, New Hampshire and Vermont. Mass will be easy to get once I can get down there, and then it's going to be Connecticut and Rhode Island are going to be the son of a gun. But I think during the month of February I can get them. And I also have another challenge to do, a doubleheader day, 2 mountains for 1 day. Should be pretty easy because midweek at Whaleback, once they reopen, their lift is broken right now. Which here's the son of a bitch about that for me personally, is that they weren't ready to go when I was. Then they opened up top to bottom, the main lift, when I went down with the COVID. Bad timing. So now here I am. We planned to go there this afternoon, and I don't know now if I would have been able to or not. Probably not. I'm wrecked. Like, it's coming up now where they would be opening around 2:00, and I don't think I would have been able to make it. But part of the PA contingent was going to go, and it was going to be awesome. We were going to meet up with John Hunt. Shout out to John Hunt for lunch, hang out, and then ski. But their chair is down. It needs to be repaired, and they're waiting. They got, that takes time sometimes. And, it's just bad timing for me. So it's whatever. I'll be over there. Like, they're going to be, as soon as that's fixed, it shouldn't take more than a couple days, I would imagine. Again, I don't know. I'm not a lift mechanic. I'm not a mechanic of any kind. Or an engineer or anything like that. So I don't know. But shout out to Whaleback and John Hunt, whom we know over there. And, wishing them get well soon, like they wished me as well, from the COVID. So But that's part of it. I had those two goals. But again, when Whaleback's open, I'll be able to get the double header. They're open in the afternoon. I go somewhere else in the morning, ski for the morning, hit it in the afternoon. Boom, 2 mountains one day. And that's one of my goals, as well as doing all 6 New England states in a season. I can get all this done in February, but man, I should have been done with some of it already. Man, oh God, you know how much I missed out on, because now we have real snow. My car was actually buried under inches upon inches of snow because I didn't feel like up to going outside and clearing it. It was plowed around, and I mean, look, our plow guys aren't always the best with timing, so I end up shoveling a lot anyway, but I didn't feel up to it. So there you go. But even though I'm behind schedule, and for a lot, it kind of sucks for a lot of reasons. One of the ones was another one of my goals, which I am doing, is tracking expenses. Because we know skiing and snowboarding can be expenses. I've been tracking it, wanting to see with my Indy Pass and my Whaleback Pass. Got a whole spreadsheet. Learned how to make a little basic spreadsheet. It's very cool. And I'll be showing that off as we draw. The system draws. Yeah, draw. I can use the word draw here, but I'm not gonna now because I've tripped over it twice. As we get into spring, I'll show it off because the season doesn't end at all. I usually say the season ends on September 30th, only for a timekeeping, just for timekeeping, because then October 1st, because things start opening in October throughout the U.S. And, if you got to keep time, where does the 21-22 season end and the 22-23 season begin? October 1st, 2022. So there you go. Ski Rex Media doing that. But, I've been keeping tabs on my costs. I want to show people, if you buy the right pass that you can abuse, you can really drop your cost. Maybe not as an initial investment, but as you ski, every day that you ski, that brings that price down more and more. So it's not going to be as much as I would have liked. But I'll try, and I'm not getting to as many places. Like, God, the week I studied, like the day I started feeling bad, the next day I had planned to go out to New York State. What is that, West Mountain? That was one I was going to try. It's on the Indy Pass. It's about 2-3 hours from here. I was just going to run out, hit it for a while, and come back. No big. I get good gas mileage. It's fine. It's sort of fine. I do get good gas mileage, but man, gas prices are still kind of up there. But anyway, so yeah, Corona, if nothing else, that's my biggest complaint. I was sick, which I hate, and everybody does, number one. And number two, it's got me shot out on scheduling, and now February is going to be super busy, and I have to change some things around. Now I have to reschedule interviews, and I have to do this and that, and I've missed skiing with people. Which is the segue into part 2 of this little solo episode, is that I skied with people yesterday. Yes, Scooter and Kendall from the PA contingent, father and son, Kendall being the father and Scoot being the son. They were coming up. They came up. They're here right now. They're actually at Bolton today. So shout out to them and Bolton Valley. One of the folks I have to get in touch with is Lindsay Delorier to reschedule her interview over there at Bolton. But they came up, and, we went to Pat's Peak yesterday. And, man, what a day. Talk about a great day for the first day out after anything. Because I had been there once this season, then I got sick, and I went out with these guys. So awesome. It was cold. It's been cold. It's fine. The sun was so bright. The skies were so blue. There were no clouds in sight, and it was a Monday. Pat's Peak was empty on this Monday. I left around 1:45, I think. I didn't get there till like 10:30 or 11. I was running really late. But I think I skied till 1:45 with those guys. Or was it 1:45? I can't remember. But even at that point, the parking lot still wasn't anywhere near full. It was a Monday. So everything was there was still groom stuff if you wanted it. There were empty trees if you wanted it. There was empty terrain park if you wanted it. You could just blast hills. And let me tell you, I did. I absolutely, I started using the Slopes app yesterday. I had never used it before, but found out about it, wanted to try. I was like, I'll track some vert, some speed, whatever. And it's a really cool app so far. And just the free version is cool. But it might be worth paying for it. So I think it's like $25 for the year. Not too bad. If you're interested in stat tracking, which I am, and I'm actually more interested in the mapping that it does. It shows you exactly where you were. It's very cool. And I hit 36 miles per hour. I actually felt like I could ski is the point to that. I like last year, I didn't feel like I could ski at all last season. I felt like shit when I went out with these guys, to Black Mountain, which we'll be talking about Black Mountain again too. We'll have a real topic here instead of just talking about me, which I love to do. Not that I'm arrogant or anything or narcissistic, but not just talking about me. I'm going to talk about Black Mountain too, because they made an interesting point. I think it was last week. We'll get into that too, but tracking the stats and everything, I could really feel like I was skiing last year. That was it. So we went to Black Mountain. I skied like shit. Shout out and rest in peace to our friend Elissa, who had been drinking Fireball all morning, and she skied better than me. It was embarrassing. A little bit embarrassing. Not going to lie about it. And I skied like shit this season though. And again, part of it is now I have new boots that fit right. That really works out. I'm on a different pair of skis that worked really well, plus my ski boards, and there, I readjusted the bindings on those to fit the boot, plus I centered them the way I like them. I have felt like I could ski, and yesterday I was keeping up with those two guys. I was keeping up for the most part. There's a couple times I lagged because I'm not ready to go full balls out yet, but man, we even did diamonds, 2 diamonds. One was short back in the Cascade Basin. I think the heck is that one called? I forget offhand, but if you've been to Pat's Peak, you know what I'm talking about. And then we did a longer one on Main Mountain, and man, I did all right. Actually, I think we did 3 that day. We were going to do a double, but Scooter took pity on me and we changed directions because I was wimping on the double. But we did the diamonds, and I hadn't skied diamonds yet in years since last year was my first year back on after 6. I didn't ski a diamond. Now I did. And I was moving quick. I was tucking. I was, turning. Well, I even skied backwards a little bit. Not very cleanly. Like turned around backwards, I did all right. Turning back around front, not so pretty, but I did it. And it was only for like a few feet. It's not like I did a whole run or anything fancy. Not that I'm a trickster anyway. I'm not. That's the only trick, in air quotes, trick that I could do was ski backwards. And it was a lot of fun, and I did it, and I felt good about it, and I felt great. I felt awesome. I looked at my stats. We just kept going, run after run after run. It was wonderful, and I did really well. And even Scoot said, he's like, the difference between last year and this year is 100% noticeable, and it feels good to be able to ski again. Not to be able to ski again, but to actually feel like I can do it, that I know how to do it. Because I'll say it, as I always have, I'm not the best. Never claimed to be, but I was better than I was, and now I'm getting it all back. So it's wonderful. It was awesome. Shout out again to Scooter and Kendall when they came up, and shout out to Tech Rob. Somehow he got the coronavirus from me through a text message. We didn't know it could spread like that. Disclaimer, that's a joke. We know we didn't. This does not need anybody try to say I can say it's a digital disease. I'm not saying it's a digital disease. It's a joke that he made. He picked it up obviously somewhere near where he lives, but he's now down a little bit, so he wasn't able to come up this week, and we missed him, but it would have been a lot of fun. So shout out to Tech Rob and Skiing with No Filter. .com. He'll be up in March, and then we'll have everybody together in a room, and we'll see what we can get done with a group. Excuse me, still have a cough a little bit too. We'll see what we can get done with a group podcast. We'll record something and we'll put it out, maybe as the episode of the week, maybe as a bonus episode. You never know. We'll see where we're at. But for that trip in March, we're going to be on the other side of New Hampshire likely, and we're going to try and get into Maine and go to Saddleback, because people love Saddleback, plus it's on the Indy Pass, and we all have the Indy Pass. And we're going to be on that same side as we were last season when we went to Black Mountain, New Hampshire. Now, I want to pull something up for you. For the video version, guys, you'll see it now in all of its glory. And if you are in the audio version, you might know this. Go ahead to Black Mountain NH, at Black Mountain NH on Instagram, and you can see this with a photo. They're talking about uphilling. Now, I saw this last week. Again, wasn't feeling 100%, so I wasn't recording or anything. I think it was last week. And I won't read it out completely, but basically what they do is they give one quick paragraph about their uphill history and how uphill skiing has absolutely, increased in popularity. People love it. People have been buying touring gear. People have been doing the uphill. Mountains have their uphill trails. They have their uphill policies. They have, places they want you to be. Now, pardon my drink there. Now, that's their point. They're saying here in this post, and it was on, like, I think Facebook and Twitter as well, and probably on their website. I'm not 100% sure everywhere they put it, but it was definitely retweeted. It was definitely shared because it makes a good point. Black Mountain is private property, and there's other mountains that are. Not every mountain is. You need to know the policy. You need to know the uphill route. You need to know all of that, because if you don't and you keep taking advantage of it, they're going to start shutting it down in places like Black Mountain. That is private property. Now, what is the big deal here? People don't want to pay the $10. If you have your season's pass, I don't know their policy offhand. I should have read it. But with most places where there is a charge to go uphill, there is it's $10, $15 maybe, I at least around here. And you get a ticket. Now, what does that cover? You say, I'm not using the lifts. I was like, no, but you might be using, they're maintaining the trails. They're the ones who are paying ski patrol. You know what you're paying for, and $10, $15 is really not that bad. You can do it. In their examples, they talk about how, I guess, people have been parking down the side of the road. People have been parking in other people's driveways. People are just saying, oh, I didn't know there was an uphill pay policy here, like all this other stuff. It's like, dude, you're bullshitting, because even in their post, they point out how they have multiple signs everywhere. People are just uphill poaching the thing, and they're playing dumb, but it really comes down to the point where I don't want to say entitlement. I think it's just people being dicks. Like, they know it, or they wouldn't be parking down the road trying to hide it. There's signage everywhere. As they said, there's always signage if it is. And again, you're going to get a couple people who really didn't realize it, because there are mountains on public land. Some mountains have a lease deal or whatever their deal may be with state forest or national forest or whatever the land deal is that makes it public land. They technically can't charge a price for uphilling, whether it's snowshoeing or skins. A lot of the time, there may be exceptions to that. I don't know, but a lot of the ones that are on some kind of public, whether it again be state, federal land, or whatever it is, they don't and can't charge. Place like Black Mountain is private property. They can, and they do, because they are small. They have to watch every dollar, and they are keeping everything maintained. You're not using the lift. Fine. You are using the trail. You are if ski patrol's there, is ski patrol. They might have to come pick you off the mountain because you got hurt on the way up or the way down. Now, I guess they could do a per rescue charge, but I don't think that would work. But all they're asking for you to do, if you're going to go uphill, is to just help out with the, that $10, $15 goes right into, whatever it takes to keep the mountain running. It's that simple, and it's not a lot. To poach it is really just throwing a middle finger. And again, I understand it if you at one point make a mistake, but it's a mistake you make once. They tell you, hey, do you have your uphill ticket? No, I didn't know I needed one. All right, go down and get one. Next time, please use it. Okay, now if you don't do it again, that's on you. And there's plenty of other places. And again, the beauty of going uphill in a ski resort is it's going to be, I don't want to say easier, but you need less skill to go uphill at a resort or maintain ski area than you do in a backcountry type scenario or another trail scenario or situation. Because there's plenty of places out in New Hampshire, here in Vermont, and even, more so throughout, in different places in the country and around the world, I'm sure that you can get it done without going near a ski resort. You don't have to pay anything at that point. Unless, there's trail fees or whatever from, your state or federal, forest services or whatever it is. And again, see, I don't even know. Always do your research. First, go uphill, because they're going to close it down on you. And Black Mountain's a cool little mountain. We really dug it while we were out there. Like, the day itself was rough. Like, the conditions were bad. That's not their fault. It was like March and it hadn't snowed. Like, that was it, and then except for that day when it was squall after squall after squall. And it was a rough day to ski, but it's a cool little mountain and we had a great time. I want everybody to have a great time. Don't poach it. And then don't be surprised if you do, if they throw you off. It is trespassing technically. So it's not just their security people throwing you off. Their security people could call the local law enforcement who can come, and you'll probably just get a ticket. I don't know if it's an arrestable offense, but you're going to get that. And don't be that guy who bitches if you do, because it was your fault. You ever known that person who gets mad that they got caught speeding? They say, oh, freaking cop just gave me a ticket. Like, were you speeding? Well, yeah, but it's like, then you were doing it. Same thing applies here. You knowingly did it. You're going to have to suck it up and take your ticket, or you're going to have to suck it up and take your arrest. Even more so if you're parking on the side of the road, if you're parking in a friggin' someone else's driveway. Like, are you kidding me? Like, if you parked in my driveway, I'm going to walk out to see what's the deal. You might be turning around. I don't like turning around at people's driveways. I don't like it. My friend, shout out to my friend Turkey Red, Michelle. She hates that I won't turn around right away in someone's driveway when we need to turn around. We were all the time taking adventures in the car. She hated it, but I get why people do it, and I will do it. Fine, no problem. Or if you happen to pull into my driveway because you got a flat and you'd rather change it off the road than on the side of the road, no problem. Even if you need a tow truck, no problem. Do your thing, man. But if I come out and find that you walked away and left your car parked in my driveway, tow truck, baby. And that's going to be on you. That's going to be on you. They're going to charge you for it. And again, if you park on the side of the road where they don't want you parking for safety reasons or whatever else it is, police are going to have your car towed. That would probably cost you even more, because now you're going to get a ticket and towed. Don't do it. Make it easier on everybody. There are some of you free living folks out there who are very much against authority. And I guess I get it, but don't ruin it for everybody. It only takes a couple clowns like that post, man. I bet you there's more people who follow their policy than don't. But one or two clowns, that's who ruins it. Don't be a clown. You could be a clown. Don't be that kind of clown. Right? Right. All right. I think I spoke my piece on that. I think we'll go to about a half hour here, since that's really all I have in me for today. But next week, they'll be back with the proprietor of Trapper of Colorado, Margaret, out there in Colorado, talking about skiing in and around Colorado, talking about skiing in the East as well. She's from the East, so she knows skiing in the East. We talk a whole bunch about skiing, and we also talk about street style, heading to the mountains, looking good. Looking good. You got your gear for first chair, so you're cold, but you got some stuff on from Trapper of Colorado that make you look good on the après scene. You know what I mean? And we'll get into that next week. Thank you for listening and watching. #watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I don't expect it to be the best because my first one back and my eyes are already drooping. Actually, if you watch next week's episode, if you're one of the ones who likes to watch on YouTube or Rumble, don't forget to subscribe and hit like buttons. If you watch the video version, you see me kind of many times because it's a phone interview. So Margaret's not on screen. You see me kind of, lounging in my chair, kind of not spacing out, but I look at like I can see my eyes kind of getting weird. It almost looks like I'm bored. I'm not bored. I just am falling out because like I said, I still getting fatigued pretty quick as I continue to recover from the COVID. And that's when I was kind of happy it wasn't an in-person, because she'd have been sitting there like, what is this kid doing? And I'm like, I'm just falling asleep. And it's not you, it's me. Totally. But the interview came out very well, and I think you will enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. We talk about a whole bunch of different stuff in the ski world and snow sports world, so I think you'll dig that. That'll be next week. And then after that, I don't know yet. We'll see who gets scheduled first and what we get done. You never know. It could be me solo again. How much fun would that be, right? Right. Thank you for joining me again. Follow, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. SkiRexMediaMerchShop.com if you want to wear a shirt. Mine's kind of beat up now. Look at this. I use this shirt so much. This isn't even like, this isn't my only one, but it's the only main logo one, and I've beaten the hell out of it. I've even skied in this. So this guy, I don't get rid of anything, but I might get a fresher one coming in here. SkiRexMediaMerchShop.com. You can also request stickers there now. Make that very much easier on you if you want to do it that way. Or like I said, you can send me an email, link in the description. You can DM me through social media, or you can, like I said, SkiRexMediaMerchShop.com and request stickers. They are still free. Just go there and they'll send me and say, hey, someone ordered them, and I'll send them out to you. Right. Thank you, everyone. I do enjoy it. Get out there, enjoy the season. As winter finally ramps up. This one was late. And for those who have COVID, just do your best to get better. Talk to your doctor. Do what you feel you have to do and get yourself better and get back out there. That's what I'm doing. I'll see you around in February. Who knows where I might be? Actually, I'll tell you as I'm starting to plan. If I have an impromptu day out to the Dartmouth Skiway or to the Whaleback or over to Storrs Hill in Lebanon, we should be talking to someone from Storrs Hill or, Queechee Club or whatever it might be. You will know, and I'll get out there. And if you want to take a couple runs, we'll take a couple runs. Like I said, I'm not great, but I'm getting there. Right. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day or enjoy the rest of your night whenever you're listening to this or watching this. And I'll see you out there. Laters.